Well, good morning, everybody. Today is July the 15th, 2017. Agorist Millionaire here. So, we wake up to the red again, like I've been saying. So, I made this, I posted this on my Facebook yesterday or something. Could you turn that down a little more? Um, Wake up this morning, market cap at 72 billion. Headed down from our, let's see, let's look at this on the 24-hour scale. Yep, had that nice little peak up there at 81-ish. And we had that little recovery there for a second. And it's been headed down since then. So, yeah, obviously probably the biggest story this morning is Bitcoin down at just above $2,000. I wanted to share this with you guys. I actually posted this on my Facebook last night. Um, I wrote this article on May the 31st, and basically just talking about where I thought Bitcoin was going to fall to. Um, I'll post the link to this article in the description of this YouTube video, so you guys can look through it and read it for yourself. Um, but what if you look here? What I said was we have got the major important support lines at 1336, 1174, and 995. This is where the true support is for Bitcoin. If you look at this chart on a longer term scale, open this up to the weekly chart here. What you'll see is that we had this trading range that we were working within for quite a long time. If you see here, I wrote start because you could arguably extend this little trend line out, all the way to like here. So, we could essentially say that since 2009, Bitcoin is. Let's see, what is this? That's 2011. We'll call it 2011. Since 2011, Bitcoin has traded within this little blue rectangle. We got this huge move out of the trend line on high volume with a price spike, indicating that we had broken out of this range. But generally, when we get a breakout from a range like this, we can expect the price to go back down and test the top of that trading range. So if the price were to do something like that, we would come back down here and test this trading range right around here in the 12 to 1300 range. Currently, as it stands, if we look at this on a, I was talking about in that article. Let me discuss that a little bit more here. We've got some smaller supports here in between, namely, and keep in mind this is on Bitstamp. It'll be a little bit lower on Bitfinex, I think. But price-wise, on Bitstamp, we're talking 1860. Our next support line, we got another one here about 1750. Another one down here at 1700, and another one at 1600. These are the last supports before we fall back down onto this major support here at right around 1300. This is Bitcoin's fallen, guys. It's going back to its support levels, and I mean, everybody who understands how these markets work called this at the top of this. It was hard to call this top. I don't think anybody knew exactly when it was going to come. But as I said, I made this article on the 31st of May, which is right here, where I called that we were going to have a major correction back down to probably around 1300, 1400. As you can see, we're having that happen now. And I wasn't the only analyst to call this. I mean, everybody was saying it. But anyways, I'm not going to go too much longer on that. I just wanted to show this daily chart here. You'll see that we had this big red candle over the last 24 hours. We had this big red candle, and essentially that's part of the reason why we woke up this morning to this 11% drop. We are sitting right here on this support line at $2,000. We got a small wick down there to test that, and we moved back up, and now we're moving back down to test this line once again. Being that this is a double bottom here, and the volume is not here to sustain a price move upwards, we are extremely likely to fall down to this next support level. Which means I would expect by the end of today, Bitcoin, I posted a little, alright, hold on. According to this daily chart, we have a very good chance of falling down to the 1800 range. However, I don't think it's going to be today. And the reason I say that is because I posted this out last night saying that we're going to have a green day today. I still think that's the case. Looking at this on an hourly chart, if you look down here on the RSI, the relative strength indicator, you'll notice that we've got a huge divergence here. We had the price make lows here, come back up, and then make lower lows. But the RSI made higher lows here. This indicates that this indicator is not agreeing with the price action, which is, this indicator wants to bring the price back up to, it's going to come back up here to test this top, is what it's going to do. What that means is that over the next 24 to 48 hours, Bitcoin is going to have a recovery. I think it'll probably take us up into this area, right around the 2250 range on Bitstamp. But don't be fooled. We are going to 1850. That's the next major support line. So if you're looking for trading right now, guys, it's a dangerous proposition. If you're going to hold anything for more than a couple of days in this kind of market, you're probably going to get screwed. So be careful. I wanted to pull up Ethereum. We do have some interesting price action going on here. We got a breakout last night from this little triangle. This was actually a much shorter frame triangle, shorter time frame. I'm not going to zoom in on it, but basically, since we broke above this triangle, that's a bullish sign for Ethereum. However, it's being held down by all kinds of resistance above it. I don't have all the resistance lines drawn on this chart, but we've got all kinds of price resistance up here in this area. And then we've got these two trend lines. The shorter term one in orange, which has been holding Ethereum down from rallying since the start of this month. And then we've got this longer term bearish trend line in red, which I believe has sustained the entire correction. Every single rally that we've had has been held back by this red trend line. So in order for Ethereum to be in a bullish situation, it needs to hold this black trend line through both of these bearish lines. I don't think it's likely. I think it's extremely unlikely. In fact, I don't really see us breaking through this orange one. However, if we do, keep in mind this red one is going to knock us down. I don't feel the excitement in Ethereum that we need to drive this move up. So I think it's quite likely that we're going to come back down to test this green support line here. Um, so yeah, Ethereum not super bullish in my opinion, not yet. I was looking for a re-entry here on Litecoin because I actually got stopped out on this big move down. Where was it? Here, I guess this one. I had a trade working from this area and got held down by this blue trend line, and thought it would probably get through there a little bit quicker than it did. I wasn't expecting a retracement all the way back down to this support area, so I ended up getting stopped out there around this area. And I was looking for a re-entry point, but we just don't have it yet. What I really need to see is a breakout from this black trend line in order to feel great about a Litecoin trade, and we don't have that yet. You'll see that price did get above this line, but rapidly fell right back into this line the following hours. So Litecoin's still trading in this symmetrical triangle, and while I do think it's going to get a breakout to the top, we could just as easily get a breakout below. So I'm cautious on Litecoin at the moment until I can get a better idea of where this thing is headed over the next 24 hours. Um, Ripple had a nice it broke through this blue trend line last night and found support on it. That's a bullish sign, but we've got this resistance level that's been holding here. Let me go ahead and move this guy up here, right there, and I'm gonna turn it. Oops, need the line. That one, yeah, turn it to red. It's a resistance line. So yeah, we're looking at this here. This is a good sign. It's trying to punch through here. We're not getting any retracement down, which is very bullish sign. In fact, I'll probably, if I can get a decent entry, you know, if I look at this on a shorter time frame here, yeah, I don't know, dude. That kind of looks head and shoulders like, yeah, because if this is a head and shoulders pattern, dude, I don't want anything to do with this trade. That head up here. Here's the other neck line here, and then another shoulder. Not quite what, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see the head a little bit higher. This almost just looks like, I wouldn't call that a head and shoulders pattern, but if we do get a retracement below here, that would be enough for me to think that this isn't going up for a sec. But what what I think is possible here with Ripple, is we could probably get at least one of these. Let's see here. You know, if I could pick it up near the bottom of where it's been trading here, set a tight stop loss below this previous area support here, we could run it up to the top here, this green line. And that would give us a 2-to-1, a nice little 6%. If I can get an entry down here, I may go ahead and try that. So Ripple might be, keep in mind, Bitcoin is probably headed up today. So there will be some chances to make some money on some of these coins before they get dragged down with the rest of it. So maybe Ripple. And then Ethereum Classic, it's holding strong on this 38.2 retracement. I'm not sure that we'll even get, well, we'll probably get another test down to the 50%, but I had a box down here at the 61.8% yesterday, saying that that's where it's headed to. You know, I said that a little overconfidently. I don't think we'll probably get down there. We may get down there, but I'd be looking for a buy somewhere in this area if I wanted to catch this Ethereum Classic wave. And I'd say it'd be a good one to catch because we'll likely get another move like this. So, um, moving over to Dash. I had this triangle on here yesterday. We're still acting in the same exact triangle, guys. We need to see a breakout above this line in order to open a long trade. If we see a breakdown below this line, it will indicate further retracement down to the red trend line here. These two red lines are our long-term trading range. They've been in effect since April. Um, so we are basically Dash just bounces in up and down between these trend lines. So what I'm waiting for is to see where Dash is headed. If Dash breaks below here, I'm going to be looking to pick it up down here. If Dash breaks above here, I'll be looking to pick it up when it comes back down and tests the support line. Monero. Yeah, same thing. I mean, see, everything is being held down by this bearish support lines, guys. Like, this is what happens when we get one of these huge corrective, these corrective markets, these bear markets. Um, you know, we might get a breakout above here today because it's trying hard. It's holding on this. Yeah, I guess you could call it a support line here. Let me draw the green. Yeah, like maybe around here, it's holding on this support line. So we've got this big squeeze coming up. If we get a move up outside of here, it's going to be a big move. We'll probably get something along the lines of, it's hard to say. I mean, this is a decent little trend line. Let me look at this on a daily chart. Because Monero might actually be a pretty solid trade if we can get through that line. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I was talking about this the other day actually. If Monero could get all the way down here to the bottom of this trading channel, like that would be a fantastic buy. Because every time it goes down there, it comes back up to test the top of this trading channel. So I mean, we'd be talking about look at that 60, 70, 80% move, maybe 100%. Um, that's what I'd like to see. So hopefully we can get, if we get a breakout above here, that's where it's headed to. It might take a few days to get there, but yeah, keep your eye on Monero. That's a pretty solid one. So as per my usual, I only discuss the big ones. Yeah, I haven't pulled up the XEM chart in a little while, and I don't want to ignore it. So let me do a little quick one on this, and then we'll shut it off for the day. Let me move these. Yeah, so yeah, just like everything else, we've got you can draw a downtrend here. Oops, I always picked the wrong one. Trend line right here, and that's kind of what we're working with. Yeah, it's worth noting though that XCM's kind of far from that trend line. We got a smaller one acting down here as support. So once we get a retracement back down there to the bottom, I'd be relatively comfortable opening up a long trade here. Hold on, let me bring it down a little lower just to limit the risk a little bit. We'll call it like that, and then we could theoretically get a move to the top of this trend line. Call it about that. That'd be like a 20% move, guys. I mean, that's a pretty solid little trade. So yeah, if we can get down here into this area, I'd be confident enough to pick this up and ride it up here to the top of this trend line. It's far away. Yeah, guess you could also say that we've got a shorter term one acting here. Well, I don't know. Maybe like that. So, I mean, ideally, I'd like to see a breakout out of there because I don't know. Can you call this a breakout? It does have some pretty high volume, and it depends on where this candle closes. This candle closes above this trend line. It depends on how you draw it, you know. I mean, hold on. If I bring this out to an hourly chart, we can actually get a better idea of exactly what this trend line looks like. Because if that is a breakout, then this is definitely a solid trade. Yeah, actually. Yeah, because you got the resistance here. This candle closed right on that trend line, broke right back down. And another test up here, couldn't close above the trend line, broke back down. But this one did. And we got this huge volume under here, indicating, yeah, and then the price spike. That looks like a breakout. So, hold on. I guess I won't be able to pick it up that low. But if I could get it in the next couple of hours right around that support line there, put my stop down here underneath the low, interim low. And yeah, we'd be looking for a pretty solid, man, 20%? That's a solid move, guys. Well, shoot, I'm glad I opened up this XCM chart. Should be some good money there. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that, guys. I just wanted to see what we got going on. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me on my Facebook. Uh, Leave a comment here on YouTube if you like what I'm doing. Please give me a thumbs up, a like, share the video so I can reach out to some more people. Um, you know, we've got we got a tough couple weeks in store before the user activated soft fork. Um, Once that happens, guys, it should be all clear. But in the meantime, we're in a bear market, so be careful with your money, guys. Preserve your capital. We're gonna need it on the next bull run. So, all that being said, guys, good luck today, and have a nice rest of your day.